Hey guys, how's it going? We have a Raptors game up in here. So, I normally, if I play Raptors, right, I usually play with Dr. Urano, and we go at those alien invaders together. I was in a lobby, and I saw that there was a game being played, right, with a few others, and I was thinking, well, a game that wanted to be played. So I was thinking, yeah, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I'm pretty good at killing some bugs, and it was like a really noob lobby, right? So we had some people that are on like one chev, yeah, or two chevs and things like this, and I thought this is a good opportunity for to play like a nice, relaxing game, and maybe coach a few others as well, right? Not that I'm super good at the game or anything like that, but in terms of like tips and tricks or how to build the right types of units, what to do in this situation and things like this, right? So I felt as though this will be a game that I can have fun in and an opportunity for me to maybe help others learn and pick up the game. So who do we have fighting these aliens with me? So we have somebody who's on the same chev count as me, Zero Motion. So he's got into air, Cortex air. Now everybody's kind of e-stalling due to the terrifying wind conditions. We've got Dural, who's taking the northern section of this sort of courtyard-ish type area. Out onto the grounds, on north, we've got Lifares, who's going to be playing Armada vehicles. And down here, we've got Ukuk, or UK. I think it's Ukuk, because he's from Brazil, right? So, interesting build order, right? So, okay, some learnings from here, right? So, this, it might seem good because it means that you're building these things without your commander having to travel so much. But I would not recommend this. Why? These windmills are very, very poppy. So once this goes boom, this go boom, this go boom, this go boom, this go boom, all of this go boom, and then eventually this go boom. So we don't want that, right? So top tip, space out your windmills, yeah? Keep them a little bit, because they don't go like super explosive, but keep them a little bit away from other things, right? Especially mexes. Mexes are one of your most valuable things that you can have, right? Especially in the early game. You really don't wanna lose them to anything. So I've gone into air as well. Why have I done this? So that's because I want to get around the map really, really easily. I've played this map before, ages, many times, right? And ironically against Raptors. I mean, when I first started playing Bar, I used to play with AI as well, like AI teammates against the Raptors, and I used to play on this map quite a lot. I used to get absolutely hammered. I used to build bots, and I used to try and like build walls around here, and all this stuff, and try and make some defenses. It's just it takes too long to get around. So air helps. They don't have as much build power as bots, and certainly nowhere near as much as vehicles, but they're gonna get around. Now I'm building my air here. I mean my windmills here. Why? Because I can branch out a little bit, get some space. Now you might be thinking, hey, Commissioner, you just gave that lecture around not putting these squishy things around things that are important. Very, very true. Very true. On this case, two things. One, I was being lazy. And number two, if this goes off, this goes off, this goes off. This is a lot more sturdier than a Mex, right? This will live. This will live. Also, I know from playing Raptors, what they tend to do first is send air units, yeah, like pterodactyl type things after you. If I could fend this off, I'm gonna be alright. Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. And eventually I will be in a situation where I'll have to reclaim all of this anyway, or majority of it, just so I've got space to expand out my economy with more valuable things, like fusion reactors and things like that. So this might seem overkill, but it really isn't. Their air can be vicious. You know, they can take hits and they move super fast, so they can get past like a ton of these things, right? And get into your comrades' back lines. So I've sent a construction out over here. Now I'm going for the mexes first. Yeah, and then eventually one of the things I want to do is have a construction turret in each of these sort of watchtowers, if you want to call them that. That's so they can be there, help eventually when I look to upgrade my mexes, but also when I start putting more defenses around here, they will be help build them and help with repairing them when they get damaged. As the plane flies, we start building the mexes here. I've already started putting defenses here. Why? Because again, those air units, I'm paranoid about them. They move really, really quickly. If they get past these two, they'll have to contend with these two, potentially this one, and these two as well, right? I'm building some LLTs here. Why? I don't want to go into beamers because I don't have the build power for it, right? LLTs are here just in case they send some very early units that are able to just climb up here. I can't remember if they can, but I don't want to take that risk. Truthfully, the foot units or ground units are going to come up from this way or from around here and up this way. That's where they're going to attack from. These LLTs kind of cover this area, but not too much. So it's going to be a little bit of a problem until I can resolve that problem, right? Knowing that ground units can come, I've already lined up a whole bunch of LLTs here, which will be the main way of entry for them to attack me, right? Something to keep in mind. Zero going straight into tier 2. Now, planes, anything air, energy, energy, energy. This is your biggest thing, right? Building the tier 2 air and building the lab as well takes lots of energy. Build your energy economy up. If you have to make a bunch of solars, right? Do it. Do it, because otherwise you're going to be in this situation where you're e-stalling, and if you e-stall, you stall on your metal extraction as well, because your metal extractors need energy to extract, to work, to function, to operate. Okay, I don't hate this. He's going into advanced solars, so you can get a little bit more energy in. I would recommend, if not here, maybe somewhere in the back over here, right? Send a construction vehicle out, start making some wind. If it means you make a construction tower here and start making wind, great. Otherwise, you've got vehicles, your build power is pretty good anyway. Just start making wind farms. Start making wind farms, right? And forget about the construction. Leave him making those things and forget about him, and you'll do okay. You'll do really well, because there's quite a bit of space between your base and the very back corner of the map. One of the things you notice is I've already started a bit of an air wall to protect the guys. I'm using fighters exclusively. Why? The gunships right now aren't important. My guys are gonna cover the ground. Yeah, it's the fighters giving them air support is what's gonna be important at this stage of fighting these extraterrestrial bugs. So you've got Lifaris and Diral. Hope I'm saying these names right, guys. You know, if gents, ladies, if you're, for those who are in this war with me, if you're watching the videos, please drop a comment down below. Let me know how to actually pronounce your names correctly. I like this. Not not a full conclave, but a little bit of curve here, right? That certainly helps. Right, so this is good. I like that. You see what I'm saying? Look at these guys. Look at where they're looking to attack. That area of attack says it all. Fighters are coming in, but even the fighters still struggle to take these guys out, right? My first line of anti-air, second line of anti-air. Even with all of that, they still got through. Yeah, and so this is what I mean. At the very, very early part of playing against these bugs, you gotta really respect their airplay and how they're gonna come at you. I like this. I like this. He's got his build power up. This is potentially overkill for a tier 1 lab, but I don't hate. Good. Makes sense. Now it's not going to be overkill. Now it's certainly good. I don't hate this at all. Nice spaced out. It's going to be hard for the Raptors to destroy this. Raptors move super quick, so they can get in and out of your buildings. Right? Something to keep in mind. Yeah. So look, okay, definitely knows about spacing out the volatile units. So perhaps he's thinking or similar to mine that no, just do it for now, and he's probably going to look to reclaim some of these windmills, if not all of them, a bit later on. He's certainly respected the airplay. He must have had some fights with Raptors before, right? He's got some units out as well, which is really, really good. Because him and Green, to be honest, they're gonna feel the brunt of it, the brunt of the assault throughout the entire duration of this. You know, it's not like one of those things where it's only in the early part of the game where they're gonna get a little bit of a licking, and then later on, it's gonna get better from. No, it's only gonna get worse. But later on in the game, they're gonna get a hell of a lot more support from us up in the fortress. Nice. These missile trucks done the job there. Really, really good. You see, look, my air wall isn't where it really needs to be, right? So these things are making it through. They're making it through. Always a top tip, even if you've got a player playing air, or even if you are, still build anti-air in your base, right? And that's regardless of if you're playing against Raptors or if you're, playing against other humans online. Build anti-air in your base. You got to do it. I've been in so many games now where yeah, there's me advising the squad mates to do that. I've been in so many games where like you can even have a fantastic air player, but they just get overwhelmed sometimes. Yeah, and you know, like I've seen other people, their bases end up getting bombarded like to smithereens, and then they're really really harsh against their air comrades, saying, "Ah, where were you? You're rubbish." This that. And truthfully, when you watch the replays back, the air player is really not that bad. Really not that bad. It's just you can get overwhelmed. It can be that the enemy team had two people playing air. It could be that they sent out a whole bunch of anti-air units and they took down a bunch of your fighters and things like this. It just happens. Why take the risk, right? Build your uh, build your own anti-air. Interestingly enough, think about it this way, right? Blue's making static defense over here. Green at some point will probably be making static defense in and around, yeah? So why have I made static defense? Why have I bothered with any of these? Why haven't I thought to myself, well, Blue's already made static defense all the way over there somewhere. I don't need to do that. No, you still do. So do it, right? Similar with we having some anti-air in your base. Now, what am I doing here? What's the thinking behind all of this? Yeah, I still need some sort of units on the ground to fight these aliens that are coming in to take over our world. I don't want to go heavy into units, right? Because I'm focusing on planes. So I'm thinking about numbers, numbers, ticks. I want to be able to get these out quickly, and I want to be able to produce a whole mass of them. These are going to body block whatever comes through, right? To a point. I mean, they're super squishy, right? They'll body block them to a point. And also, I'm hoping with enough numbers, the little light lasers, I mean, look at the DPS, 20 to 40. Right? Not great. But with enough of them, I might be able to do some hurt, at least against the very, very, very first type of Raptors that come to fight us. Like these little bad boys, yeah? This one, more of a problem. More of a problem. Again, the paranoia about it, I'm going into a chainsaw here. At some point, I'll probably make one here. And maybe a couple somewhere around my base as well, just to feel a little bit more safer. Okay, let's see what our comrades are doing. Okay, so Red's going he's building wow, this is really interesting. So he's got an advanced bot lab, which is good. So he should be able to try and get his mexes up. Yeah, okay. I would have preferred to have gone into upgrading the mexes before going for a tier 2 air lab, because it's too much. It's too much. Cause look, his metal's not that bad actually, but it's still, look, he's depleting a bit too often here, and it's hurting him. My metal I think should be pretty good. Oh, it really isn't. Yeah, my metal income ain't great. It's 26. But I've got tier 2 mexes lined up. So that's gonna get better very, very soon. Green, yeah, look. Static defenses. And this is nice. These pop-up turrets is what you want to secure your labs, right? Your main base. Gotta build some anti-air here. Right, gotta build some anti-air here. Again, I would highly advise have a construction turret here, so then eventually when you are at a point where you can make gauntlets and rattlesnakes and things like this, you've got something right there that can help you do that. Got some fighters around here because there was that alien raptor flying pterodactyl thing there. I sent these in to kill it because I realized that Zero Motion, he didn't have anything to take you out, and he wasn't making any fighters. He's just pure ecoing, right? Which, yeah, you know what, poetic. Without me having to even articulate it, you're seeing it in motion, right? He's got nothing to take this thing out with. You got to just try and reclaim it. Yes, good. Good, good, good. He did the right thing there. And that's the really, really psychological tricky part about playing in a position like this when you're furthest away from the map. You may think you're safe, but you're really not. Think about it. That raptor went through all of this, yeah, or maybe it went from up here, but I reckon it was from from Danny. I reckon it was from up here, right? Went through all of this, didn't bother attacking any of this, went straight for you. So think about those defenses. Even if it's like choke point defenses, like an LLT here, LLT here, right? LLT here, LLT here. Doesn't sound like much, but it will yield lots of results. Brute's getting into the thick of this. I like it. I like it. These rocket bots are gonna have some damage output. Some maces in between, like this composition, will be really, really good. However, at some point you may have to try to get to tier 2, which I know from when we saw him before he was trying to build the lab. If you, as a tip, if you can't get into tier 2, think about making a vehicle plant instead, right? Because that vehicle plant, the tanks will have a bit more of a punch, and they have stronger armor than bots, so they can survive a little bit more. Oh, he's getting attacked on 2 sides, but look, at least he does have 1 LLT. That's something. That's something. He's really going into the ante. I mean, he's getting flaks and stuff like this. I would say that, look, I mean, one of these, a chainsaw, would be more than sufficient at this stage of the game, right? Instead, focus on your ground-to-ground statics, right? So think about beamers, pop-up turrets, these types of things. If you can't, if you can't get units down there to kind of protect this this section. I like this. I really like this. He's getting into a fusion economy. This is really good. I mean, his metal is really good as well. He's getting 40 a second. Super good. Super good. Now, look. My ticks. Now, if you notice, the ticks, they're firing some green, some yellow, you know, gold lasers, right? So there must have been some funky options in this particular game that was put on. Yeah, because even the sound of these ticks, they sound a lot more aggressive. Look at this 3-star general, mate. Look at that. Yeah, look, DPS 23 to 46, 24 to 48. They're getting up them. Look at that. Super kill. Raptors don't stand a chance against these. Look at that bloodbath. Let that be a warning. I will bathe this hallway with your blood. That's what we say to these raptors. Oh, do they want to fight? Do they want to have a war? Is that what I'm hearing? They want to go to war? Balake? Aaron? We'll be ticking them. That is so cool. Yeah, there's no way that's like the standard laser that gets produced out of these ticks in a normal game. Like even if they're upgrading, like they're getting the veterinary, you know, skills. But this is quite cool. Quite cool. This guy must be a bit tougher. Let's see how he does. Yeah, run. Oof. Area damage. Yeah, yeah. He must be like a tier 2 equivalent of the Raptor world. We hit him up. More. Come on, guys. Get these guys. Get them. Get them. Wow. Okay. Now he's getting a little bit more. Now he's getting a little bit more funky, right? Now they're kind of punching in. All right. I don't mind it. I still feel like my ticks are doing good. I ain't worried. But they are making a bit of a dent, aren't they? Was that thing trying to reclaim me? Crikey. But look, I'm pumping them out pretty good as well. Right? Not slouching with this. I don't have any construction tires here because I was focusing more on trying to build myself up. But the commander with his 300 build power, look, for a tick, more than sufficient. More than sufficient. Knowing that the enemy could bash through this and come up here, I got some beamers being made, yeah? Get them on the choke. My tier 2 metal extractors are finally coming up, so my metal is getting better, right? Getting a lot better. How's this looking? Now I've got some beamers here. So you can see from the blood, clearly they tried to come into here, right? And get this. Imagine if I didn't have these beamers. Would have been game over for here. Interesting. Oh no, that's down there. Yeah. Alright. Thankfully they can't. I mean, this could be dangerous. Sheldon's out. Nice. That's really good. That's really, really good. I don't know if Sheldon's are the right units for against these Raptors, because they're very squishy. Raptors move fast. You kind of want more tankier anti-spam unit. That's what I would go for. I don't know Cortex well enough to know. Yeah, okay, maybe the Fiend. Bunch of Fiends. That would be good. Yeah. Now with Armada, you're thinking of welders, right? In that situation. Okay, top tip. Construction turrets. Make your construction turrets instead of doing this. Look, their build power, if you can see, is 90. A construction turret is 200. One turret would be better use of time and resource than these three. These are builders. These are things that can move and help you build things for you, right? I know it sounds obvious, but the reason I'm saying it like that is because you want these guys out and about securing things like this. Metal spots, mexes, yeah? These mexes haven't been taken yet. So as a one chef, you know, it's way to learn the game is utilize your builders to go out and build for you, right? And like this is gonna take forever because that you don't have enough metal being extracted from the ground to get you there. Yeah, it's yeah. Look, he's got 3 extractors in total. So top tip, utilize these guys to go out there, right? Because I know it's tempting, right? You want to try and get units out, so you're thinking, no, I need these guys here to do that. But it's kind of a false economy. What you really want is get these guys out there, get your metal spots built. Like I said, send one of these guys back that over here, make a wind farm, yeah? And another guy can make simple defenses, whether it's LLTs or whatever, but get a construction turret or 2 or 3 even. I mean, if you're in tier 2, you really want more than 3, but if you're struggling with resources, ideally minimum 3 construction turrets to be able to pump out units from your tier 2 lab efficiently. Now, this is where Sheldons can be useful actually. Got them in a ball. You got them in an area in which they're slightly protected, right? And they're behind. I mean, I know Blue will have an army here again soon, where they're protecting and they can help. Oh, they're nearly through. They almost made it through, and he has. It's gone through. Thankfully, I still had some LLTs here, right? More being built over here. And I've got some pop-up turrets queued up. LLTs will be here as well. Or maybe not. That's all she wrote. 3-star general is still here. Come on, man, hit him with a late. Ah, that was harsh. And he'll never be remembered. There's no body. This tick ain't and doesn't know what to do. Surprised he got up there. Look at that. Look at that ranking. Super kill. Do that plus. Yeah, damage per second. Look, 129 to 258. That's super strong. Super strong. Reinforcing my my tick wall. Gunships are coming in. Super nice. This is what you want to see. Where are these guys going? Yes, they're going into a patrol. Very, very good. And they're going to triangulate this patrol. Nice. I managed to make some roughnecks. And this should do a couple of things. One, it starts making these sort of units a bit busy, right? As they try to fight my my air forces, which should then hopefully allow these guys to get shots off on them. These roughnecks would also allow for the flank damage to come into play, become active. And now with the inclusion of these much more stronger gunships, yeah, we should be able to take down ground forces a lot more easier. And look, as another sort of backup, the Sheldons are here, right? Really good. This unit, is this the paralyzer, I wonder? Because wow, look at its range. Damn. Artillery Raptor. Damn, son. Yeah, see, look, combined effort. I mean, I know these are the weak ones anyway, right? Nothing. No time. Or maybe this is the paralyzer. Yeah. This thing. Oh, look at that. Damn, it's got anti-air. Yeah. Pretty unique looking anti-air as well. I don't know if... Yeah, this one's gonna be a problem. As our heavy hitting gunships and even mines. Okay, now we're starting to focus on it. Hopefully we can take this thing out. It's got pretty damn good health, right? Goddamn T-Rex looking thing with a predator mouth. Nice. We have taken it out. We've taken it out before it can really kind of get to us. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Wow, what an army of structure. Okay, so about anti-nukes. This might seem like a good idea, having like a bunch of anti-nukes together, but it's not. So if we scroll out, all it's doing is just protecting the same area 4 times, right? But you're losing coverage. You know, spread them out. If you're gonna build them, spread them out, right? Maybe like, okay, your comrades should be making anti-nukes themselves, but help them out. Maybe throw an anti-nuke somewhere around here or here, right? So what you want to do is maximize the coverage, right? Because otherwise you're just, you know, I think the anti-nukes, they can send out like 8 missiles a pop each, right? So you're just super defending your area. It's probably not the intent. And maybe, you know, well then again, his chef count is the same as mine, so yeah, I think that knowledge should already be there. Because otherwise it's one of those plays where you can feel like you're super protecting yourself. Well, there's nothing wrong with, but you know, help the team out, right? Especially in games like Raptors, where it's really, you know, team focus. Yeah, you want to try and you gotta stick together to try and kill these aliens. I like this. I really like this solid wall of gunships. Very good. Diral. Going super heavy into air constructors as well. Okay. Yeah, see? This is good. He's looking to build up an economy all the way in the back, so he can't get hurt or killed. Nice. Might need a little bit more build power for aphesis, but this isn't bad at all. Not bad at all. Energy storage, like that. Wow. Even with metal storage, his metal income is so good. Damn. Super impressive. Yeah, normally with metal storages, the way I see them is there's not too much value in them, right? Up to a certain point. Damn. So I'm making 107. How much is he making? Wow. Oh. 5488. So he must be reclaiming or something. How's he making 500 a second? That's super impressive. Yeah, he's not even gone up to tier 2 now. Okay, now it's 75. So maybe it was reclaims. Maybe it was the reclaim that was getting him in. Yeah, 75. 104. Yeah, because of with the metal, you know, you want to spend them, right? So getting the most value out of a metal storage, you don't always get them. I make them if I'm trying to reclaim a lab and trying to start a new one, and I don't want to lose the metal. I'd make it, and then I'll just reclaim it later anyway. Because typically, what you're making, you're spending, right? So you know, having the ability to store loads kind of loses its impact. Blue's really in the thick of it. This guy has been a stalwart. He's been holding these guys back really, really well. And you know what? So has green. This is nice. Missile trucks. Or ambassadors. The missile launchers. This is really, really good. And he's mixed them up with a nice array of other units, which is really good. I think our front is a good defense. It's a good defense. This one might be problematic. They might be able to get in. Sheldons are hitting off. Yeah, this one's going to be problematic. Okay. Nice, we've got a couple of Sheldons here as well. Gunship, the stronger gunships now come into play. The Wasp. Yeah, burn them. He might make it. He's gonna make it. No. He's moving around. He's dancing around. He's not. You know, he's not looking to get into the base. I think if he wanted to, he could have, and that would have been interesting. Right. Now, because I had that moment of having my ticks get killed, these are gonna make sure no one can come down this ramp. Doesn't mean they can't come down through these angles. Definitely they can. But I don't know. I'm not that worried about this yet. And I feel like I can get you. I don't know, if I want, I can get Marauders and Razorbacks out pretty well, I think. Now, before making those, I do think it's always good to have an Aphis to back up your tier 3 production. Why? Because one, naturally, to help you energy for the build, but also so you can convert energy into metal. That's going to help you actually make these units in a sensible way. Wow, he's got on really big. His metal income must be super. Yeah, look at that. Damn. Damn. He's gone all out into these dragons. Very, very good. Very good. Worth considering dropping a tier 3 lab as well. Even if you don't necessarily start making units straight away, having them there is going to be really good. Because there could be that just in case situation where just having that lab there is going to really help. I'm not going to keep badgering the point, you know, around the construction turrets. But again, you know, for things like this, you need those turrets being built. This is really good. The sneaky. He can track those stealthy units. So our air wall, it doesn't look bad, but I feel like they're thinning it out every now and again. The Raptors are able to thin it out. But with these dragons being here, I think that's the game changer. Yeah. Having some napalm, some flame throwing, it really makes that difference. Ooh, what was that? The fat boy. Gotta be careful with fat boys. They can, you know, just from the nature of how they are, the friendly fire is real. But I like this. This is good. Blue's now in a position that hopefully he's able to defend off his front line. This should take about 60 years. Yep. Again, something like this, build power, build power, build power. You need build power. Rags is probably one of the most build power intensive, along with behemoths and jugs to make. And of course, you know, calamities and the starfall. Yeah, starlight, flipping it. Yeah, the starfall. This isn't gonna cut it. You know, you could tell from this, ain't gonna cut it. Right, so what am I doing to actually help? To be honest, not much, right? I mean, besides continuously pumping out some tier 1 fighters, one tier 1 fighter, 4 Roughnecks that have been producing since the very early game, making a little bit of a defense for myself here, putting some defenses around here to secure this tower and this tower. Not too much. I mean, I've got my tier 3 lab and I'm making some vanguards because I want to get these guys up into these sections, right, so they can rain down hell against the enemy. Well, the real heroes have been our 2 frontline players, definitely, because they've been holding it down. I do like the units that Lifaris has been making, right? Mausers, Bulls, this is very good. Those missile trucks, I'm hoping they're still alive somewhere. Brilliant. Because of this, they're able to take out the Raptors' anti-air equivalent bugs. What's this? It's cloaked, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's why you need those, you know, anti-intrusion things like this. Right, intrusion countermeasure system. Tracks down stealthy units. Very important. Shout out to Green for thinking ahead and making one of those. I don't think any of us have, you know, at this stage, built one, or were even thinking about building one. Yes, pulsar is up. Very good. I think at this point, blue is super safe. I can't imagine anything around these types of wave can make it through. These dragons are doing superb work. I mean, yo, Zero Motion, man, he's been pumping these things out ruthlessly. Now, this is a defense, honestly. So yeah, even though you know, me and Zero, we haven't been, you know, producing ground units per se, I do think with what we have been producing has kind of done the job of what the ground units would have been or should have been doing anyway, right? So I don't feel too bad about it. Wow, look at the range on this bad boy. Fat boys, yeah, they can't compete with this. Nice. My tick army. Wonder how many I've got of these bad boys at the moment. 232. I don't know why. I always feel like I should have had more. Okay, this I reckon should be the final Aethys, and I should be able to then pump out tier 3 units a lot quicker. Where is he gonna go? Okay, so I do have one Vanguard here now, which is good. That's gonna provide blue with a nice healthy cover. Yeah. Now I've got 3 of these here. Reason being, this particular watchtower, if you want to call it that. Oh, where's this? Where's he going? Where's he going? Wow, look at that. Gotta have some anti-air in your base. Gotta have some. Look, even with everything that we've got, right? It was still getting through. Still getting through. Went through that chainsaw, buzzsaw, everything. You know, chainsaw. Yeah. Right. The reason I built 3 here because this particular watchtower, this is gonna have to be your most offensive defensive tower, if that makes sense. Right. This is where you know you'd want to put a lol cannon or LRPCs, things like this. That gives you the most direct sort of attack to your enemy. Same with this. I mean, yeah, he's going for it, right? But again, build power, build power, build power. That's what he's lacking. But where he's lacking in build power, he's got resources. But then again, it's kind of catch-22. I mean, the reason why he's got resources to you know, the metal and things like, because he doesn't have the build power, he's not being able to spend it quickly, right? So keep that in mind. Yeah, have some build power over here. Get this built. One of the other things you can do, and you might have seen this in some of my plays, right? Um, I tend to try and, like, if I'm playing these types of games, like against barbarians or raptors, I'll try and make about 200 tier 1 construction aircrafts, about 200 of them, and I'll get them to guard a tier 2, right? I'll get the tier 2 to go drop a low cannon, right? And with that, it's fantastic because, you know, the tier 2 drops the blueprint, yeah, drops the hologram, the bones of the cannon, and you've got 200 of these constructions just pumping resources into it, mobile as well. And what I tend to do is, once I finish making the lol cannon, I would put like bubble shields around it. I would put like flak, if I can, pop up turrets as well around it, just to give it some protection. And you can do that because you've got all of these construction aircrafts guarding that one tier 2. You can produce these things super quick. You can spin them up really, 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 really quickly. Yeah, my Atomic Barbarians video. If you watch that, you'll see I actually put that theory into practice with great results. This, no. If you make a wall of construction turrets here, that's not good. He might have thought these were the dragon's teeth. Yeah, I think he thought these were the dragon's teeth. That's okay. We take these opportunities to learn, right? So got a couple of defenses at the base. Base defenses, always try and build a little bit more than what you think you need when playing against these raptors. Oh, this guy is gonna be problematic. He shot the trees. I'll tell you what, that round must be a bit like Legion. You know when they do the rail shots, the rail cannons. Trying to run. It's nasty, like spitting at him. That's one funky looking Raider jammer, isn't it? Damn. Kind of looks like a bug himself. Oh, yeah. These dragons are doing the job. Oh, this is bad. Acid Matriarch. Damn, son. Look at this flipping thing. Pterodactyl. See what? Look how quickly it moves. Problematic. But we did good. Took it out. Because the big worry is, you know, one of those things get hit, And then, oh, okay, nice. Now he's realized, no, my worldly possessions mean too much to me for me to just simply lose them. Bubble shields are really nice. Good to see them being built. I would love to see pop-up turrets, especially the cores. It's got that salvo launcher. Eesh, all that good work. That's the thing. Like the thing with bubble shields, it doesn't stop the enemy from getting into the shield. It just stops plasma rounds.
Commander destroyed.
Oh, that's not good. This creature's gotten in. So now what we have to do is pull together as a team to try and help. Thankfully, this thing will have the range to take it out. So how can we help our comrade? Well, I've got this, haven't I? Tier 1 lab. So what that means, I've got Lazaruses. At some point, it'd be a good idea for me to stop making these bloody things and start making a bunch of Lazaruses, right? And sending them to the homie. Right, that's one of the things that's going to help him. Another thing that's going to help him is to help the man get back on his feet. And you do that by giving some economy over to him or her. I'm assuming it's a him. It is what it is, right? It comes to me like that. Yeah, I don't think any of us really noticed until Red pointed it out. So another learning from this is, like, if you're in trouble, drop it in the chat. Don't worry, like, no one's gonna think, you know, well, good people, right? The good behavior of Bar, they will know that everybody can get into trouble, right? So shout, let people know. So what I've done is I sent a chunk of energy to him to try and help him out. A fusion reactor. And if you look at his, yeah, if we have a look, his energy is good, but there's also overflowing from our team as well, right? So that's nice. That's nice. We should be overflowing as well. But overflow goes to everybody. So if I give him a fusion reactor, he's going to do really good. Shout out to Diral. I mean, he gave an Aphis to the guy. You know what I mean? Now his energy problems are gone, right? Yeah, and the energy converter. You know what? This is actually, the energy converter is one of the biggest helps. Yeah, that's one of the biggest skills. That's 60 energy, 60 metal per second he should have. Ironically, that's probably more than what he had before his base was blown up. So, I mean, there was blessings in that Raptor coming in to destroy him. Wow, zero motion coming in with the win. Damn. Yeah, look at that. Blessings. I mean, is 166 metal a second now. Much more than what he had before the kill happened, right? Before the base was attacked viciously by that animal of a raptor. Okay, big up Zero Motion is rebuilding. He's not gonna allow. Yeah, now you're seeing the bubble shields really come into play. Nice. No more of this long range hitting. Right, I've sent these Lazaruses over to green. So when I did send them, I put them on on like a wide resurrect command, right? So that should help. Yeah, one of the things that homie, if you're watching this, right? I think like March earlier in the game, I pinged around this metal spot, the 4.9. So I said, you know, build the mechs. So please keep that in mind, that, you know, sometimes we might miss these things because we've got bases near them, right? So you know, due to camera angles and things like this, we may miss it. But try to keep an eye out for pings from your comrades, right? So yeah, because this one, even a tier 1 metal extractor over this would have helped his early economy significantly. significantly. There wants to do a little bit of euthanasia on his units. That's interesting. What does he want to get rid of, man? Keep him. We can certainly do with more the merrier. Big up these dragons, man. Right, I've got a vanguard or two up in here, right? So these guys, with the amazing vision that we're getting from these fighters, right, we're going to be able to pop off on them. Pop off on them really, really well. Blue has been pretty okay, actually. I mean, bar a few sort of, you know, jabs here and there. He's got sniper bots. Very, very good. Yeah, he's sharpshooters. Keep calling them sniper bots because of TA, Total Annihilation. Right. Yes, he's going to take some losses here, but he overall is doing really good. In fact, even if he rezzed some of these, yeah, these are Razorbacks and things like that. Res them. Res the Razorback, reclaim the others. They do really well. Look at this, look. Going to take 500 years, man. Got to get the build power up. I recommend nuclear silos as a desperate solution. That's not a bad shout at all. Not a bad shout at all. What I'm doing, I've fought many queens before. So eventually when this thing arrives, these tactical nukes, they're gonna do it. Because the thing with normal nukes, if you nuke the queen and she's right up, let's say the queen is somewhere here, right? Right up against your comrades, against a whole bunch of your friendly units. You send a normal nuke, it's gonna wipe out all your friendly units and the queen is still gonna live. But with tactical nukes it's a lot better. Right? Doesn't have the splash damage, but you still get the pain where you want it. I've asked the homie to finish resing the com because the com was like nearly there, but he pulled them away. And again, a little bit of learning. The thing with res bots, right? Because I think because I assumed this about res bots as well when I first started. You think that they can help and build, but they can't. So Lifaris, if you're watching this, buddy, they can't operate the same way as construction bots or construction units. They can't build anything or help you build anything. They can repair and they can, of course, resurrect, right? And reclaim. But the ability to build is not there, right? The ability to help a build is not there. So something to be cognizant of. Bubble shields are still doing really, really good for us. Really good. I've got a little militia of Razorbacks. Because the front line doesn't need me sending these in and getting damaged and getting hurt. Because I was waiting for this. Because where the homies have been doing stellar job holding all of these bugs back, right? At some point, we need a fresh army to fight this thing. So let's see what we can do. Yo, what happened to the res bots? Okay, they're coming in. Queen's making her way. Where was she looking to go? Wow, straight for zero motion. Damn. Damn. Like, guys, can we protect Zero? Is Zero gonna survive this? The Queen is making her way slowly. The bubble shields at this point is gonna be nothing. Oh, it was something. But she might come and straight stomp on the shields. Oh yeah, nice. All these bulwarks. Yes, this is what we need. A nice array of bulwarks. got to focus fire on this thing. I mean, we are playing on normal, so the queen's health ain't going to be super scary, but look how much damage. And remember, the queen draws resistance to unit fire. Her metabolism gets strong, her immune systems get activated. So at some point, the bulwark, she will grow and as I said it, become resistant to it. The dragons, I really wish we can just focus fire on the queen. Burn the queen. Burn the queen. Ah, yep, we are, but she's getting resistant to it. Now, whilst this is going on, atomic heaven, we be balling. This is what we do. We're gonna try and nuke this creature. Wow, the bubble shields really give you a haze, don't it? I mean, let's see if we can get a slightly different angle. Yeah, the haze. You can't get the that clean look as you might want. But we're doing good. We're burning her. Razorbacks are coming in. I should have some Titans moving in there as well. I mean, look at... Still 25%. She's taking them beats. Everyone's going at it now. I'm surprised the bubble shields are still alive. Dragons doing the work, honestly. Even with the resistance that she's built, them dragons are still doing the work. Razorbacks are in there somewhere. Bombers are coming in. My bombers, my nuke bombers, more of them. Boom. Now this was a coalition. It took everything we had, but guys, we did it. This got made eventually, which was really, really cool, right? But yeah, it wasn't there in time. This thing is still being made. But look, I really enjoyed this game, right? Really enjoyed this game. As you can see, we had a good laugh doing it. You know, I had a army of 6. I think we played really well together. I think our front lines did super good. I think there's lots of learnings for anybody that's looking to get into bar and play. Playing against Raptors is super fun, right? I hope, guys, gents that I played with, you know, if you're able to watch this video, shout out to you guys. It was really, really enjoyable playing with you. I hope to play with you guys again. And yeah, I shall catch you all in the next one. Peace.